Um, we don't have quorum. Well, we had the minutes, but we're not going to vote on those. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Gail Grandison. I am the chair of the Youth and Education Committee. It's now 7:43 p.m. and I'm calling the meeting of the Youth and Education Committee to order. Can I please have just give us your name and whether you're a board member or a committee member? I'm going to start with Whitney. And if I turn off my camera, I realize that there's a delay here. So I may just turn off my camera for a few minutes. I guess my Wi-Fi is acting up.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Whitney, and I am a new board member to Community Board 17.
Monica McCain Brown, good evening again, committee member. And the weather is not so nice where I am.
Mr. Ivor, are you there?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Ivor Wood. I'd like to welcome all new community board members and new committee members. And Chair Grandison, may you please tell us where you might be, where the weather's not so nice?
Where I would be if the weather was not so nice.
That was Miss McCain Brown who was speaking.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
okay. No, I'm sorry. Okay.
Shush! Zaire.
I am in rainy Florida, South Florida.
Nice.
How I wish I could be there with you. I do apologize for any noise you hear in the background. I have two toddlers eating dinner and think it's time to have conversation with me also. Okay, there is something going on with my Wi-Fi here. So I am going to do the chairperson's report. Not a lot to report on. So this next week, Tuesday, the board meeting will be held on the 18th instead of the 19th because the 19th is Juneteenth. So, so if you are available, can you guys hear me?
It's intermittent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little in and out, but I can hear you now.
Yeah, for some reason, like my mute goes in and out, in and out. I don't know. It's so weird. I think I'm gonna see if I can do my other laptop, but it's all the same Wi-Fi. Wait, give me 1 second. Let me try something. Okay, let's see. Yes, so as I was saying, the board meeting is scheduled for next Tuesday at Downstate, and because it's Juneteenth, that Wednesday it was rescheduled. So at this meeting, we're supposed to vote on the city of Yes, but I was sent an email where it says that the city council approved the proposal with modifications, and the council also secured commitments for the city to increase resources for enforcement to address last mile warehouses and to ensure the success of the upcoming industrial development strategic plan. You know, I love how we're asked to give our respective opinions and stuff, but then these things really go ahead without our respective opinions really much, because it all comes down to the city council. And, you know, once it gets there and it's approved through, it's like, you know, and this is just my opinion, I feel like, you know, community voice doesn't really, it's not really that impactful. And I guess the impactfulness comes on how your elected officials are kind of, you know, working the community to see how they feel and, you know, what are their opinions on it and whether or not they think it's, you know, something they want to vote in favor of, or, you know, like most of the community is like against it. So it'll be interesting next Tuesday to see how this goes. But this is the letter that was sent from the board. And as they said, they'd like to continue the conversation about the city of Yes House for housing opportunities and receiving your constructive feedback as it moves through public review. So there's a lot to unpack there. So I hope you do come to the final meeting. And if you're a board member, please remember also that elections is next Tuesday. All 5 positions are up for re-election. That's chair, first vice chair, second vice chair, treasurer, and secretary. You know, make sure you come out and vote, or make sure if you would like to run for a position, they're open. The other thing to speak about, the 6-7 precinct is having the annual gala. I saw that this evening. It's the 14th anniversary, and it's going to be June 24th, 6:30 to 8:45. It's at Diker Beach Golf Club, 1030 86th Street, Brooklyn, New York. I will send this to the committee, so if you're interested in going, I've never been to it. I was thinking about it, but sometimes well, most of the time it had conflicted with my work schedule, so it's kind of hard, but they do, the God Squad really does great work within the community. Also, you know, we have created certificates, and over the past 2 weeks, I've given out to the schools a lot of certificates for the graduating students. We're still doing more, but this year it was much more schools than before. And if anyone here did go to any of the schools to give out those certificates, thank you so much. We still also have a few more schools that I got some from 235 today. And I think there's 1 or 2 more that we are also looking at. So anyone, you know, who had the time, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And I think that ends my report. Any questions? No questions? Okay. So then let's move on. Ms. Saunders, I saw that you had got on.
Yes, I am late. Forgive me. I had another meeting. Then prostate cancer. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you clearly.
I apologize for being late. I was on another meeting. I don't know what it is with Wednesday night. Wednesday is always flooded with meetings. I'm sorry.
That is quite okay. We all have busy lives and there's a lot that's happening. So It is okay. Just to let you know, I had asked Mr. Hutchinson, is it Hutchinson or Hutchins? Oh, can't remember. But I had asked him, Hutchinson, to get, to see if he can attend the meeting, Ms. Saunders, and so we could continue the conversation around helping him figure out the funding or where to find the funding.
Your marketing strategies and funding
Yes,
for his programs.
those, yeah,
Yes.
those marketing strategies, and I have not heard back from him.
And I just got on my email the Youth Happening sponsor list. This is
Yes.
amazing. Yeah.
Yes, we're
This is
gonna
a
talk
major
about that.
resource. Yes, unbelievable.
Yes, we're going to talk about that shortly. But I just wanted you to know that, not that, we dropped the ball or anything, but I just have not heard back from him. And that's a conversation that I would really, really would have loved to continue.
But I think, Gail, we should continue on because that's part of the whole scheme of fundraising and sponsorship. You have to keep at it. You have to, move forward and keep, just
Yeah,
because, yeah.
I agree with you. But I just wanted more details for him to tell us where he is in the midst of all of this. What are his strategies for marketing and what are his strategies for fundraising? And to see, what we come up with that we can kind of mix it in there to implement, a stronger marketing plan for him, right? Because I think I just got the top part of the whole program, but I haven't gotten the real deep foundation to understand, exactly how he's being able to continue bringing these programs or having even these sessions to the kids. I know he said that he's using the majority of his money, which is great, but it's also not a very strong move. So I really would have loved to hear.
What he's doing with the mentorship, especially for young Black men. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's very important. And so I think we should still stay with it. Maybe ask him for a meeting, a face-to-face meeting, and just explore the possibilities.
Well, I can do that. The problem is he's not responding to my emails or anything. So that's where the issues come in. That he's not responding to the communication. So, I want to
Did he
make
have a
sure
relationship
that
with anybody on the board? Even with
I know
the president?
that Mr. Daly knows him, but I'll see if he's at the meeting on Tuesday night.
Okay.
If he's there, maybe that would in some space like, hey, let's continue this conversation.
Thank you.
My problem. But yeah, I do want to continue that. So there were no questions around any of the things I reported. So all right, so I want to talk about Youth Happening. And I'm sorry we don't have a full team here. But so we've got some funds. Gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know what is happening today. It's like the non-tech Wednesday. So we've gotten some funds from the board, and I was able to order a significant amount of snacks. So it's the chips and waters that I've ordered and juices. I think I may be okay with those amount because I think it's about 1,000 chips. And maybe like 800 and change So give me 1 second. Let me pull up this list from Ms. Frazier.
Gail, you're on mute.
Yes, sorry, I was talking to Miss Graham. She couldn't get in the meeting also. I'm doing 3 different things. Just want to send her this link.
Getting on was really easy today. Yeah, thank you.
I'm
Whoever said
sorry?
that. Getting on the meeting was very easy today, so thank you for that link.
It was?
Much easier than in the past.
Okay, for some reason she's saying she can't get on. And my there's a lot of static. Okay, so I ordered, I think it was like 18 boxes of chips. Sorry, my tech is really bad tonight, trying to pull up anything. I'm wondering if I have too many stuff open. Okay, so we have about, let's see. I ordered condiments and stuff like that, napkins. What I plan to do is, oh, I didn't take something off the list, is to have, because we're going to do hot dogs and hamburgers, and we're going to put them in bags. So I ordered a whole set of hot dog bags and hamburger bags, because last time we didn't have any. It was really hard trying to transport, especially those schools that had large amount of students. Like there was some with like 40, 50 kids. So trying to manage and get, when they come up, it's like the adults come up to grab the stuff for the kids, and it was hard trying to do all of that. So I got bags and to put the hot dogs in, and bags to put the hamburgers in. And I have, let's see. So I ordered, there's about 800 packs of Capri Sun. There is about, well, not about, these are the amounts, 1,000 of the chips. Mott juices that was like 260 or so. So I think when it comes in terms of snacks, chips, and juice, we're good. My biggest challenge now is going to be hot dogs. I put in for DOE gives us lunch packages, but for those who are new, we stopped ordering. So in the past, it was that DOE would provide lunch, and then they would do like hot dogs and stuff like that for the adults. What I've come to learn the first time I did this is that the kids hate that lunch. Oh, they hate it. But and it's like school lunch, right? And it would be ham and cheese sandwiches, and of course they would have a vegetarian option. But kids weren't big on that. Kids love a hot dog or hamburger. So last year, I did the hamburger menu, and it rained out on us, so we didn't get a really good day last year because it rained from like mid-morning all the way to the evening, and it really didn't work out. I'm hoping that this year, just like the first year I took over, that it's sunshine and, you know, there's a day to enjoy. So what I definitely will need is hot dogs, hot dog, bread, and buns. Those are the things that I need to get. Now, what I want to hear from you guys is when it comes to the entertainment. So last year we had a book table. Someone had donated all these books to us, and I had some members. I had some members that came out and decorated the book table. It looks so nice, and I would like to have that again. And then I had an arts and crafts table, which I would love to have again because the kids came and as I said, the rain spoiled all of that. But the kids were there, they were drawing, they were making like different characters, and I had gotten a lot of the stuff from K&S. So we had, you know, the glue, the what do you call those sticks? The popsicle sticks.
Yeah,
We
what I
also,
remember, it started around 12, right? Last year,
yeah,
11. Okay, 11,
well,
12, and it lasted before the rain till 2. And you're
yeah,
absolutely right. The book session, the arts and craft, it was flooded. Groups came after another, one after another, and they had a ball. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Painting, and yes, all that.
Paintings, yeah. So I want to do that again. And there was one organization that bought like the big board games and stuff that they couldn't play, and that was great. We want to have them there again. So I'm going to reach out to our partners at the beginning, almost near the end of June. And the reason why is because I realized, like last year, I reached out so early because I was like, okay, I'm going to be prepared and everything and get this out. And then people forget I didn't get responses. And I was like, wait, what is happening? Is no one going to show up? So what I realized is that, you know, everyone is busy coming on to the end of the school year. And like they get these emails and they sit there, they may say, yeah, we're going to do this or what, but then they forget and don't come back to it. So, you know, I'm that person who loves to be up early and, you know, just get things done out early. But what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to wait till the end when school is like almost finished, the beginning of July. And, you know, for the partner organizations, let them know like, hey, youth happening is coming around again. Let me know if you're going to attend. And we had like elite learners. We had the God Squad because these organizations also had summer youth programs. So they have a lot of young people. The God Squad is good at giving me their summer youth people to help
Oh, they
around.
were tremendous in the setup. I remember
Yes,
that, especially the
yes.
young men setting up
The
the
yes,
tables and the tents. Yes.
yes, yes. You know, and they are great help because what I also do with them is assign one or two of them to each organization that's there, so that they can help, you know, facilitate with the lunches, or if the kids need snacks or waters and stuff like that. And that,
Excuse me, Gail, I didn't stay till the end, but did the God Squad stay to the breakdown? Because I know they were there for the setup, but were they there
yes,
to help with? Yeah, you
yes,
see?
they did stay to the breakdown to take down the tents.
Yes,
They did.
wonderful. And excuse me, I was late. When is it? The event?
When is, I'm sorry, you're
When
saying
is,
the date
I was
for the
late, so
event?
when is the event? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's August 1st, Thursday, August 1st.
Thank you.
Yeah. Um, So those kids are really great. Who else was there? Sesame Flyers was also there. You know, they come, Farrah Lewis office comes and, you know, she sets up a table and everything. The music was done, I think it was done by Elite Learners again last year. I also had Detective Barry's group, her kids that in the dance group.
Oh,
They were supposed to perform. They performed the first year. They were supposed to perform, but of course, as I said, it rained. We had asked for other performances. I don't know if many of you know Jewel. And she sings, and she was supposed to perform also. Incredible child with a beautiful voice. So there's entertainment. So I'm asking if anyone knows, you know, anyone that's available that day that would like to, you know, perform, please let me know. Um, please let me know, and you know, we'll work them into the program. Or elected officials, they come through, because around about 2:30 or so, that's when the entertainment starts. And you know, we'll introduce them, they'll come, but I am looking for entertainment this year. If anyone knows a clown or a magician, face painter, anyone like that, please let me know if they'd be willing to donate their time. Let's see.
excuse me, Gail, I'm looking at the calendar. August 1st is Thursday.
Yes. Yes, it's always, so traditionally, this was started back, I was told maybe 15, 20 years ago. And it was always a day in the week because it's, you know, it's the daycares, the summer school
Okay.
programs. So it's hard, you can't do it on a weekend.
Mhm.
So it catered to the summer programs. That's why it's a day in the week.
Okay. I thought you said Wednesday. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, Thursday. That was just some back information for those who are not aware of why it's on a Thursday, because I asked the same question also when I first heard about it and stuff. So I'm asking, you know, anyone that you know that does face painting, magicians, a clown, entertainment, if they're willing to give, you know, their time for maybe an hour or two that day. It does not have to be the whole day. It's just a period of time where, you know, to entertain the kids. I would appreciate that to get it done. We do not have a budget because we do not have money per se on the board. We try to, in other words, beg. You know, we do get donations, and you know, however we can, whatever people give. And what I usually tell people, if you can't, you know, they're like, can we give a check or what? We don't have the ability to cash checks, so it's really hard to do that. And I particularly do not really want a check written out in my name. I just want to keep it as transparent and that, you know, there's no cause for concern. We also are not a 501c3, so anyone who does donations and are looking for it to be, you know, to be a tax write-off, we just don't have the legal documents to give, you know, to submit to the IRS when you're filing your taxes. So that kind of hampers really going after big donations or even, trying to get donations from corporations or, anyone within those statutes. So we have to nickel and dime it as much as we can. So I usually am like, hey, if you donate a pack of hot dog buns or a pack of hot dogs or, hamburgers, we're getting the hamburgers from DOE. So we don't have to worry about buying those. But the bread and the hot dogs, because DOE does not do hot dogs in their lunch, and the hamburgers are pre-cooked. So the other thing that we really need, that we're in need of, is about 2 grills also, and some charcoal. And then if there's anyone who are great cooks that's available that day, that's willing to, work the grill, we can do it in turns or what, please. I will appreciate that. So all in all, if there's anyone that's, willing to work with us, I have one person, Jabril. He has volunteer that he will help out. I just need a few more people to let's just form a committee so that we can work on making sure that we get different things together, and we I'll talk about the list in a minute, but just to help put everything together and around this. I see there's a hand up. It said Jack. Mr. Tate.
Yes. Yes.
Tate, I'm like, Jack, how are you?
Okay, Tate.
Tate.
Those are
Okay,
my initials. Yes, I'm sorry I'm late because
that's
I
okay.
just came in. But I heard you mention that you had problem getting donation because you don't have a 501c.
Yeah,
Wouldn't they be able to donate it through the Friends of CB17? Because I know in the past that they did that.
yeah. Well, that's a little up in the air. We can talk about that offline.
Oh, okay. Because
Yes,
I know some of the elected officials who said that that was the only way they could give at the time,
yes,
and that's one of the reasons why we started it. So, okay.
exactly. Yeah, we can talk about this offline. Miss Fields was also one of the persons that was working on this, I think with Miss Prasad. And after Miss Fields passed, I have to find out from the chair where, where we're at with it. There was some requirements that was needed to be sent into the IRS. So I think everything just got left in limbo.
Because I
Yeah.
think here, Miss Thomas, the secretary, was also involved with it. So,
Yes. Yes. I think she took herself out of it.
oh, okay,
But we
okay. Well,
can
we
talk.
talk about yeah,
Yes,
yes.
we can talk offline.
Okay.
But you're right. That having that, friends of is so important to have. So to do. But any questions, any ideas? I'm writing stuff down here as we go, that you guys may have that we can bring to Youth Happening. I want to hear your ideas. I want to fresh thinkers.
Yeah, another. Yeah, may I
Yeah,
say
go
something?
ahead.
Yes. Yes, because also you were talking about the hamburgers, and but I know they dating back well over the last 30,
Well, you're
35
breaking up
years.
a bit, Mr. Tate. You're breaking up a bit, so
Okay,
I don't
can
know
you
if
hear
the
me?
others.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes, because I know the 67 precinct used to bring some grills, and they used to be the one, the cops used to be the one that will be manning the grills, like the hot
Yes.
dogs and the burgers. So I don't know if they're going to be involved with it too, but I know you were asking for people that would be willing to cook. But
Yes.
normally in the past, dating back 35 years that I've been involved, most of the time they are the one that basically cooking the burgers. So I
Mhm.
don't know. I know we have new commanding officers now, and I don't know if
Right.
things change, but that would be a possibility if they could reenact that. Mhm.
Right. So, um, yes, you're correct about that. So, like the first year as it was turned over to me, NYPD was there out in full force. They were helping out with the grill and everything. Last year, I don't know what happened. I had put in the request to what's his name? Saliba.
Yes.
And I did not get the show of force as I did that the year before. And, I had to pull some family members in to help with the grill and stuff like that. They sent like 2 cops who were just there for safety. Um, I don't know what that was about. So, I am just that kind of person that I plan around I will make plans around based on what I'm seeing. So of course they will be invited. I haven't met the new commanders yet. Um, I definitely would like to meet. I think it's a female commander now.
Yes.
Yes, so I definitely would like to meet her, but I will also send a letter, of course. And as I was saying before you got on, to all the partners that we have and that have taken part in this. Last year I was like maybe too early. So this year I'm going to do it like at the beginning of July. Once school is out and people now focus is turned on to really the summer, what they have planned and everything. But I definitely will reach out to NYPD, because I also want to get the explorers there. Officer Neil and his group there. So definitely we'll see how that goes, but I want to have a backup plan just in case.
Yes.
And I
Yeah,
know, Mhm.
may I suggest you touch base with Detective
Skinner and
no,
Pierre,
Detective
yeah,
Pierre. He's been there a little longer than
yeah,
Skinner in terms of dealing with the youth happening there.
yes,
And normally it used to be the community affairs officers that would get the grills. I don't know where they will get it from, but
yeah,
maybe, especially since you mentioned that you haven't met the COSA yet,
yes.
maybe you could put a little, like bug in Detective Pierre before you
Right.
send the letter, or to remind him that I used to do this in the past, and maybe you would like to see it done again.
Yeah. Well,
Just a suggestion.
no, I appreciate that, but just for, to let you know, like I did last year also reach out to Pierre and to Skinner. They were all aware of it. I think that Detective Skinner was on vacation that week, in all fairness to him. I think he was out, and I think Pierre was so they were in a different, I think he was out at some in a different precinct or something like that. They were working different precincts, something that was happening that the inspector had said. But still like the others weren't there to that capacity. So all right, I see 3 hands. I see Mr. Ivor, I see Miss Ann and Mr. Daly. So Mr. Ivor, I'm gonna let you go first, and then Ann, and then Mr. Daly.
Thank you, Chairperson, Ms. Grandison.
Yes.
Couple of questions. First, when is what date is Youth Day set for?
I'm sorry, you broke up just now. I
What
didn't
date?
hear.
What date is Youth Day set for?
Youth happening?
Youth happening. I'm sorry. What date?
Oh, it's Thursday, August 1st.
At what time?
The time is from 10 to 4.
Okay, so maybe I have to take off that day. So if need be, if you don't have any grill masters, I can certainly step in. I've never had a police officer grill for me before, so that'd be a first. So if they can do it, why not? I would enjoy that. It'd be a first. And I'm sure Daly can speak to this, but I'm sure the police department spokespeople and inspectors or someone will be there for next Wednesday, next Tuesday at the board committee. And we
Yes.
can ask them what happened last year and if they're willing or they're going to be available to step in and do the same like as they always done.
Right. Well, I don't want to rehash last year. I'm that person that will move on, but I definitely will, bring it to their attention on Tuesday. Again, I will have a flyer that I make sure that I put Detective Skinner is usually there. I know Mr. Daly is on. I don't know if the new commander is coming, but definitely I'm going to have a flyer to put in Detective Skinner's hand to let him be aware of it and let him know, hey, there's an official email coming to you around this.
And also, if I may, as far as activities, we can have a free throw contest. We can have a dancing contest. There's so many different activities that we can have to get the youth involved and,
Yes.
and fun focus. So absolutely.
Yeah, and this is why, see, I love this. This is why I need the ideas from you guys. And if I might be volunteering you, but it sounds like you will join us as a committee where, you would help us, work on the agenda for this. And also, like, I would appreciate if people take like pieces, or we're talking about the entertainment, we're talking about arts and crafts and stuff. So whatever pieces that someone wants to take to say, hey, I'll be responsible for the arts and craft table or tables, or 2 people say, okay, we'll deal with the entertainment. That's what I need also. I love what you guys are coming up with. I have no problems, but I'm not a stage person because like we also need an MC. So I want you also to own it and to take parts of it, which if you're available to, be out there that day to just manage those parts. So all this stuff we can do. Love it.
Just let me know.
Okay. You said the dance competition, and then you said something before that, I think.
Free throws. We can have, it's just so many things that we can brainstorm to have that, our youth would enjoy and
Yeah.
participate in and compete in or whatever, just for enjoyment.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll talk. Because I have Jabril, now I have you. Yeah. So let's do this. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Ann, your hand was up and then it went down. Do you want to say something?
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, Chairperson Grandison and other members.
Evening.
I really, I was a little bit late in joining the meeting, so I'm not sure if this was addressed before, but I wondered if a band was gonna be secured for the event this year, as in former years. Well,
No, I don't have a band.
or
Um,
what sort of
but
music? Because I know,
oh, well, we have a DJ. We usually have a
or
DJ.
DJ. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
usually have a DJ.
okay,
Um,
okay. Well,
Sesame
that's
Flyers, yeah, last year was, and I have to ask them, they were going to bring some of the young people to perform. You know how they have the stilt walkers and stuff like that. So I
yes.
definitely have to reach out to Keisha to find out from her if possibly like a preview of Labor Day or Carnival, they come out and they do that. So I have to see if they can
Okay,
give
that
us some entertainment also.
yes, that sounds like a good idea. I
Yeah.
would definitely be interested in helping to organize and that
Okay,
along with
awesome.
yes, okay.
Your name is going down on my list as we speak.
Okay,
Um,
that's good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Mr. Tate, you mentioned about the grills. The grills before they were from Shaggy. Last year I did approach him and ask him about them, but then he had told me he had already promised them to someone on that date. Um, I can reach out to him again around it, but he was so kind that he then donated um, some cash, which then we were able to buy bottles of water and some other stuff for that. But I definitely can reach out to him around the grill. He has those big commercial grills. The only problem I have is the transportation and picking them up and delivering them. Because I have a car, I don't have like a truck or something to get them back and
Well,
forth.
that's where the prison came in because they used to pick them up.
Okay. Well, you know what? I am going to try again to see how this goes with them. I will reach out to him early to see if, they're available. And Miss Prasad at our last executive meeting told me she had a hot dog machine. It requires electricity, and we do have that in the park because we do pin the poles. She says it carries like 100 hot dogs, and she was willing to lend us that. So I am, especially for the hot dogs, I'm really grateful that we have that going, which means then we can have like a hot dog station and a hamburger station, and that will work and be very efficient in time management and getting the food ready for lunch. Mr. Daly, I saw your hand was up, and then Miss Saunders.
All right. So, first of all, good evening, everyone. I'm Roderick Daly, chair of the board, and just a couple of things. One, last year the issue with the 6-7 was that, according to them, they were not fully aware of the youth happening because I guess it was late and notifying them.
No,
All right.
I'm
Now,
sorry, not to cut you off. I know better than that. They know better than that. And
right.
I
So,
have the emails with the date to show, so I'm not going to.
no,
but
that's fine. It's
go
fine.
ahead.
I'm just saying that was the excuse that was given.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I heard that.
But
also.
they just going back to Mr. Tate comment, the police officers managed the grill. That was part of like their co-sponsor. What is it? What would you call it? Co-sponsor, co-partnership
Yes,
of the event.
of the event, yes.
Right. The one thing that I wanted to ask about, I don't know if this was discussed prior, and I saw that. I'm not sure. Ms. Lyons sent out a list, but I'm not sure if this is the same thing that I'm thinking of, where I think I brought this up earlier. where we as committee members would divide the list. I don't know if that was discussed, Chair
Not
Chair
yet, not
Grandison.
yet. We haven't
Right.
gotten to the list as yet. Yeah.
Right. And also, to also talk about, so divide up the list and start looking at sponsors with the letters, follow up with phone calls. Those that were sent out were mailed. I don't know. I don't think we do snail mail anymore, but they were sent out to the companies, our previous donors, and then we follow up with that to help with the donation factor.
Mhm.
What I've also done is, and if you need to, some people can come to the office, like I've done, and get the actual flyer for the youth happening to give it to camps at this early stage, camps and schools, and also ask them to put something in the agenda as well. So those are some of the immediate suggestion that we'll have for individuals. Thank you.
That works for me. Thank you. I didn't mean to sound defensive in that whole.
Oh no, that's okay, because sometimes
But
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just
Yes.
telling you what their excuse was.
Yeah, I don't like BS, and I know what I did and what I sent, and I work on facts, not excuses. Just to say that, but as I said,
Well,
this,
wait, before I forget, Chair Grandison, I am meeting with Detective Pierre and a group of officers this weekend. Do I have
Okay.
your permission to bring that up
yes,
as a reminder in conversation on Friday?
please do.
I meet with them both Friday and Sunday.
Yeah, no, please do. Yeah. Just
Okay.
let him, you could be the early warning signal to them
Okay.
that it's coming up and stuff. But I will send out still
And also
that.
to make sure that it's on the deputy inspector's schedule as well.
Okay. And I just haven't met the new commanding officer as
Yeah.
yet.
Rachel Kosak is her name. She's coming out of 663 precinct.
Okay. So
Right.
I really
She
would
should
like
be
to
at the meeting on
and-
Tuesday.
Okay. All right. Great.
All right.
I have that conversation with her. So yes, Miss Wabi. Oh wait, Miss Saunders, you had your hand up first. Sorry, Miss Wabi.
Thank you. I really like the idea of the police officers participating and our young people see them in a different light.
Yes.
And I'd like to suggest that maybe we should reach out to the New York City Fire Department, because the Commissioner Kavanaugh is really doing an outreach to our community and recruitment, and I'm sure they would love that opportunity to participate. So
Yes.
to have both the New York City Police Department and the Fire Department.
I think last year they were there.
Wait, can I just add something that I'm sorry, I forgot. There are two things. One, the smokehouse from the fire department. So we should actually request that from early, because the kids like the smokehouse. The second thing was the Black Cowboys, I believe this is called. I don't know if they're still
Yeah.
here. All right.
They are.
And there's an equestrian place off, where's that place? There's one at Prospect Park. And there's one right off the Bell Parkway between
Yeah.
the
by
horses.
The conduit. Yeah. By the
No,
conduit.
not so far. I'm not talking about that one. That's one, right? But I'm giving 3 different locations.
Oh, okay.
Right. One is the one by Prospect Park with the horses, the Black Cowboys out there by the conduit. And there's another place right off the belt between Knapp Street and Flatbush. That exit right there where you can get off. I don't know if we could reach out to them and they'd be willing to bring the horses for the kids. Because remember, the kids used to get the little horse ride down the street. Right?
Well, yeah, I remember Miss Frazier did tell me about that, and we did reach out to them last year, but they wanted payment.
Who, the Black Cowboys or
Yes,
the
the Black Cowboys.
okay.
It was yeah, it required a payment for it. So I don't know. I mean, I'm always willing to try again, right? To see if they would be willing to do it. And as I said, it's not something that we need for the whole day. Like we can pace the activities around a certain time throughout the day so people don't feel if they're donating their time that, oh, I have to be here the full day. No. And the park is pretty big where we can have several things happening at once. Miss Swabby? Tamara?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, dear.
Hi, just two questions. So, and the question is in terms of do we have any contingencies just in case of weather? Because I remember last year the rain was we
Yeah.
couldn't do performances and stuff. Do we have stuff in charge to make that happen?
Well, I mean,
And
there's no place else to go if it rains, right? I looked up the I looked up as much as I can for that day, and it seems like it's going to be a good day, but hey, you know, there's no indoor place around here to say, well, we're going to move it. If it rains, this is the contingency. We're going to move from the park to another location. We
And
just
what about a
don't.
rain day?
A rain date?
rainy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just
Um,
in case that it's forecast a week ahead that it's going to be terrible weather or what have you, we have
right.
a contingency rain date.
Well, I will look into that to see how far. I try to I did, because last year I did change the date, which I was like, oh, but I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. We're talking about, but I will have to, I think the rain date, what I saw was the day after. Um, let me see. I think it said the day after it was going to rain. If you guys don't mind looking it up and telling me what you found, because that's why I kept it at August 1st. Um, you know, I did check that out and everything, but
Yeah, but that's a long-term forecast. So what we have to do is monitor that. But in the meantime, we have to, I think it'd be best practice to have an alternate date, maybe a weekday, just in case. Because 2 months out doesn't,
right.
the
So
forecast is not good from hour to hour, day to day. So, you know what I mean?
you're breaking. Oh, it's my me. Yeah, no, I get it. So as I'm looking at the calendar, the forecast that we have, it says 86. You know, it's sunny.
That's general,
The issue.
a general forecast.
Right, that's the general forecast. It doesn't show that. The
I
issue
think
that we have is that I think the next week is when camp finishes for a lot of these organizations. But I am willing to look into a rain date. The other issue I also have is with work, right? I do have a job and um it kind there's a lot of things I have happening around that time. So I went ahead with August 1st because you know I was like, okay, it looks like it's not gonna rain. It looks it's gonna be a good day. You're right, it's a long way out. You can't determine, but I'm willing to see if there is. Well, I'll tell you right now that I know for sure that I would not be able to do the next week because of work commitments. I definitely could we do a Friday? Possibly,
I like that.
but it's hard.
Yeah, I think just adding on, when I originally was mentioning contingencies, it wasn't even about an alternative, babe. It's more like if just to be prepared if we have like cheap ponchos and stuff just to make sure people are not caught unaware. But I do think
Right.
having an additional like set date just in case so people are not surprised and it's not like a random date just in the back of our pockets. So I definitely agree. We just need to make do with what we have. But I do have one side question, not a related question, more so like
Mhm.
just to, and if it was already addressed, I apologize.
That's
But
okay.
so the only children who are allowed to come to the event are those affiliated with schools and camps.
No, no, no. Anyone can come.
Okay, so we're just doing outreach to the parents because we know they have children. So if we put it in certain neighborhoods, they'd be able to attend.
Yes, yes,
Okay, got it.
yes. They can definitely attend. From what I've learned, the event had become so big that it was not just to um, CB17. There were other organizations from within the different Mike Borrows, I would say, because someone told me people from the Bronx came and stuff, and Mr. Tate or Mr. Daly can attest to that or not, but definitely not only um, from the schools within our community.
Yeah, because I think my biggest concern is like there's children in the community who maybe their parents cannot afford to go to camp or not affiliated. So I was like wondering,
Right.
can they
Oh,
attend?
no. Yeah, they definitely can attend. Definitely. Yeah. Mr. Tate, I see your hand.
Yes, I just wanted to add it to what Chairman Daly mentioned about, excuse me, the smoke truck, but
Hmm?
also if you could talk about the wall climbing from the police department, they
Oh,
have that.
okay.
Since you can meet with them, that's something that need to really be requested way in advance because they don't
Okay.
have that many going around. So maybe that could be added because that's normally a hit with the kids.
Okay. All right. So I will get Miss Lyons on this tomorrow. I will send an email actually, Miss Lyons, if you can hear us, to find out about the fire department smokehouse, and the wall climbing from NYPD, if we can have those. Yes.
I hear you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right. Any other ideas? Any other things that you think you would like to see? And anyone else would like to join our team of 4?
Ms. Grandison,
Yes, ma'am.
I heard some of the stuff y'all were discussing. As for the Black Cowboys, that's off of Flatbush. They're going towards the conduit. That's where they are. That's where they have their horses
That's
at.
where they have them. Yeah. I thought so, off the conduit. Yeah. That's where I usually see
So
them.
that's their location.
Okay.
I spoke to Mark. He said you didn't reach out to him.
Mark Pierre.
Yeah, him and the inspector came to the office.
Oh, okay. No, I
And
have not reached out to them as yet. I have not.
Yeah, I did discuss it with them, but he
Okay.
said he hadn't heard anything from you.
No, I am getting my official letters together to elected officials, partners, partners, Sesame Flyers, Elite Learners, Flatbush, what's Assemblywoman Waterman's
East
old
Flatbush. East Flatbush. East
East
Flatbush Village.
Village, yes. They were really helpful last year also.
I also emailed the sponsors. You're aware of that because I sent you.
Yes, the list we're going to talk about. Yeah.
And all that permits are done.
Okay, awesome.
We're just waiting on them to get back to us on the food about the Board of Ed food. To see if they can split the menus.
If they can split the menus. Okay.
Chair Grandison and also Community Assistant Lyons. there is a certain amount of money that the assembly have, and maybe it can be an ask with Assembly Member Waterman, Chandler Waterman, that the clergy council got for gun violence prevention, right? $5 million to be exact, for the city. And the 6-7 precinct got a large part of that. As you look at Youth Happening, it does go under the umbrella of violence prevention. So I don't know if a conversation can be had with that office to see if they can make a donation, or the 6-7 precinct council can make a donation on that level. It's a question that can be asked. I don't know the answer.
Wait, Mr. Daly, you're saying that the funds, did it go to the 6-7 precinct council or the 6-7
Not all of it.
precinct
So there's
clergy?
a portion,
Clergy.
the
Which one?
clergy
The
council, not the
the
6-7
clergy
precinct council.
council.
The
The
but not all 5 million, right? Not all 5
Right.
million, right? There's monies that used for violence for things that can be done for violence prevention. So maybe as part of that conversation, we could
Right.
ask what can be done as we're looking to bring these youth off the, start preparing them for future and whatever the conversation looks like. But there, that's just as I'm thinking about it. It's just a thought that I put forward to you.
Okay, I can reach out to, I have a better, a much more, a relationship with Pastor Monrose than I have with Pastor Hines, because I don't know him as well. And, as Pastor Monrose was on the education committee before, and I know he stepped down and Pastor Hines is now leading it, but if you are willing to be in that, because Pastor Hines better than I do, and have that conversation, if we, with me, I definitely would have that conversation to see how they can at least maybe donate something. But I will say also, Mr. Daly, that, they do give me the opportunity to choose how many of the summer youth program people that I need to be volunteers. So, that has always worked out. And of course, again, this year, I'm definitely depending on those young folks to help out. But asking
It never
others how to
hurts to
utilize
ask, right? It never hurts to ask.
No, it doesn't. No, it
And yes,
doesn't.
I have no
But
problems. I have no problem. Maybe, we can follow up.
okay. All right.
All
So
right.
let's follow up with that offline to see if we can get a meeting with them and see how we can turn this water into wine. All right.
Exactly. All right, cool.
Okay, works for me. Anyone else? Anything else?
I spoke with Miss Reddock regarding the account. That account is closed.
Yeah, I figure it would have been by now because
And also she said that the clown gave her a call, but she didn't hear anything from you, so she didn't know what to tell him.
the clown did what?
Called Miss Reddock because every year he assumed, so he called her to see if we were still having the event. He didn't know that she was no longer the chair of the
Oh.
committee.
Well, first I'm hearing about this, so I didn't know that he.
I just spoke to her about it yesterday.
Oh, okay. That there was a clown that was willing to give their services,
The
but
one
I
that
will
does
check
the
here.
that's in the park, that does the balloons and
Dingling. Is it Dingling, Miss Lyons?
yes, you can call me Nadine. My name is Nadine.
Okay, all right. I'll reach out to Miss Rada around the clown. Thank you. So there's a list that Miss Lyons has given me. It has on different sponsors. What I would like us to do, especially those who have volunteered to help out, if we can meet in the next couple of weeks, I should have a better understanding or clear picture of what goods I have in house and what's needed to come up. I have to go to the board. I know I have some stuff over there. I just spoke to you about the stuff that I ordered. If I want to put all of this together in a spreadsheet so that we understand what we have, what is needed, what the entertainment looks like, whether or not, you know, we're going to do book tables, arts and crafts, stuff like that, so that we can go through this list and see what and we target what we need donated, right? Because we may need donations. If people can give us arts and crafts, it's not only just food or water or juice or what, it's other things within there that we want to have. And, you know, might be services also, you know, face painter. If they have someone or know someone who does face painting and willing to come spend a couple of hours with the kids to do it, that sort of thing. So I want to put it all together. Instead of me now just saying to you, here's the list, go call these people, because what are we calling for, right? I want to have a very concrete plan on how we do this and what we're asking for so that we're not all over the place. We go into this with a mission driven. We want books, we want arts and crafts, we want a face painter, we want a clown. There's an organization, the Lions, bless those ladies. Every year they come and they give out book bags also to the kids. I would love to also get like some back to school supply things to give out. Mr. Daly, actually, I'm going to talk with you about this offline regarding 235 and 135. I feel like there's a strategy within here that we can talk about with them and the enrollment and stuff. We just don't have the monies to do another event in September. But I would love to bring it all together because it's all about the students. So let me just make a note here to speak to you regarding the 235 and 135 and Mr. Tate also. Any other questions? Okay, so it's now 8:55 and I had on here, I want to talk about strategies for next year. But then I remembered we're coming up to election year. We're looking to, re-elect a chairperson. With every chair, they may bring in their new personnel, right? In terms of who they want as committee chairs. I don't know who will be the next chairperson. We'll find that out next Tuesday. So I can't say I will be the chair for the youth and education next year because my crystal ball is not that clear. So I decided that I am going to not speak about that, not put the cart before the horse. But I was just thinking in terms of strategies that maybe looking at us doing ground level work where instead of trying to do all these big events where it becomes very time consuming, right? I have a very demanding job also. So for me, sitting down and planning out so many events and trying to, youth happening is a big thing. The spelling bee, which we're trying to do in October, that is those are like the two big events. But for me, I feel like doing these events, I am not reaching the population of students and parents and families and being more involved in the community, even being involved with our community partners. So my strategies, I was thinking of more ground level of doing mini workshops with different topics, things that interest young people, working in partnership with the libraries, maybe sometimes after school on evenings. I do work remotely, so sometimes, I can get off by a certain time. So working, like one of the things, and there were so many things I was thinking about and I wrote them down. It's like, um, you know, a lot of our young people are into, very tech and stuff like that. I know Bitcoin and, electronic currency is now coming onto the market and is becoming a big thing. Um, Not many of us really deal with that because, it's it requires money to invest and buy these things or what. But within the next 5 years or so, everything starts off at the top where, the middle class may not reach it, but then it comes down where then it affects everyone. So I thought of, how we get a young person to come in and maybe have a conversation with students, invite all of our schools, young people in the community, a Saturday session or what. The library, when they reopen on Utica, they have a community room. They're like, it's yours to use. If you got something, happening or what, please come utilize the space. So I want to take advantage of things like that, where we're reaching our kids. I am seeing kids, I'm talking to parents, even doing things that might interest, series of just different topics. And not only kids, but parents also. I also would like to be able to attend some PTA meetings, right? So that's what I call it, like the organic groundwork, where we're actually meeting people, not just the events. And that's where I would like to direct us next, for the next fiscal year. But as I said, I will not, bring up all of that or put it out there until next Tuesday, that I'm aware of what is happening around the election, if there's a new chairperson, and what that chairperson's priorities may be and who they choose. So just to give you an idea of what I'm thinking, I may not even be in charge of the youth happening moving forward if that's the case also. So I just want you to be aware of these things. If you get an email or something changes, or what, that once the election is complete, then I will be able to, or whoever's the new chairperson will step in and, say, well, this is what's happening, how we're going to do youth happening. So just be aware of that, if anything. But for now, I will continue to plan. And, if I need to pass it off, I will pass it off. But just want you guys to be aware, because I appreciate your support and you being there and taking the time every month to get on to this meeting. Mr. Tate, your hand is still up. Did you have something you wanted to say, or was that up from before?
No, yeah, it's something I need to say.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, okay. First, I'm going to let you know I will do as much as I can to help you all out within, from now until the event. However,
Yes.
I have to apologize in advance because I will not be here
But
for the
Mr. Tate,
event.
you're breaking up.
Yeah,
Is it
okay.
just me, or are other people?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that sounds a little better. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was blocking my mic.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yes, because my niece is getting married, niece slash goddaughter is getting
Correct.
married, and I'll be out of the country because I have to walk her down the aisle.
Oh,
Because you know, as you know, my younger brother passed away, so that's my youngest brother daughter. So she asked me to walk her down the aisle, and she's going to be. She chose the week of our first to be in
okay.
and a cruise for the
Okay,
wedding.
that is fine.
Okay,
I
so
understand
my
that.
apologies, but again, I
Okay,
will do as much as I can, as much as you need me to do before the event to happen. Okay,
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for letting me
you're
know. I
welcome.
appreciate that. I see my own hand is raised and I don't know why, but any other comments, questions, concerns, shout outs from
I have a
anyone?
question.
Yes, Mr. Ivor.
Just really quick. I just don't want to make it seem like you just said something and you just, in my mind, you just dropped the bomb and we just gonna pass over it like it was a smoke screen.
I don't know if maybe it's just me. There's
I'm
so much
sorry.
static.
I talk fast, so I apologize. Um, so we're in a community board in a democracy, and a new chairperson may be elected or
You're
put in
breaking.
position.
Wait, Mr. Ivor, is there anyone else? Wait, hold on, hold on. Is anyone else getting bad feedback from him or is it just me?
I hear Mr. Ivor.
I could hear him. I have no problem hearing him.
You have no problem hearing him. You know what? Let me do something here. The
Maybe if you go on mute.
reason it is just so much static.
It's the feedback from your mic. Go on mute when someone else is talking.
Are you still there?
I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I just need to know, um, uh, maybe a new chairperson will come in, be elected. I'm not sure if I'm hearing, but you mean to tell me we don't, as a community board, we don't get to vote in our chair people for each committee?
No, you do not. The chairperson is chosen by the committee chairs are chosen by the chair.
Really?
Yes.
And that's and I don't see how that is okay, but all right for now. Okay.
I think that's across the board. Am I correct, Mr. Daly? That's across the board that the chair, committee chairs serve at the pleasure of the chairperson. Mr. Daly, are you there?
Yes,
Okay,
I am.
don't know. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Did you hear the question?
No, I did not.
The committee chairs serve at the pleasure of the chairpersons. Is that just Community Board 17 or is that across all the community boards?
It's across all the community boards. As far as I know, across all the community boards. It's part of the charter. As the guideline of the chair of the board, you get to appoint the chairs, and the only person you cannot appoint, the only person that you cannot appoint to serve in office is a chairperson of the board.
Right. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Ivor.
Any other position on the board can be appointed by the chair. If you're an officer of the board, you can only be appointed for one session, and then they have to come to a general vote for that. But the chair has to be voted on. I cannot, if I were not to be the chair, I cannot appoint somebody to be my chair.
Right. But Mr. Ivor was talking about the committee chairs, that, you
Yeah,
know.
right. But
They don't
that's
get
what I was
appointed.
explaining. I'm saying
Right.
any chair of a committee can be appointed by the chair.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, for the term.
Right. Okay.
And could also
But
be removed by the chair.
that's my point. Am I the only one that's not, this is not sitting well with, or doesn't sit well with? If
So I'm sorry, Mr. Woods. It's, I don't know how to explain it.
that's my point, Mr.
No,
Chair.
I can't explain it, but it's kind of like one of those conversations that would be done in at the board level and not at a committee level. That's what I was trying to explain. But it is,
I understand.
but
But
it is part of the bylaw. That is one of the powers that's given, for lack of a better word, to the chair of a board, for lack of a better word. So that's one of the components that you can build people who might be following your ideology, what you want to do for the board.
I'll stay silent for now, but I have questions.
Yeah, and I think that's across the city how it's done. And it's in the city charter also, I think. I'm not sure, but I know that's the bylaws and that's across the city with every community board. Mr. Tate, your hand was raised.
Yes, I was trying to see if I could clarify it a little for Mr. Woods.
No.
Hmm?
No, you go ahead, Mr. Tate.
Yeah, yes, the chairman of the board has a responsibility of appointing the chairman of the committees at his own discretion. So basically, it's not, because they're appointed, and this is citywide. So the chairman of the board can appoint whoever he wants to be the chair of the committees, to simplify it. That's in the city charter.
It's not that I don't understand the rules and the bylaws. It's just that in this day and age, I don't personally necessarily agree with those bylaws. For the reason being, if an adversary person of the adversary chair gets elected, and they want to change and redo everything that was previously done, there's nothing to stop him, because he can appoint people that's loyal to him or her, as opposed to the community having in place people that they feel are the best representation for those committees within the community.
Yeah. I agree with you, and I understand.
I get what you're saying also. Yes, I get what you're saying also. But the issue that we have with committees is that they're so fluid and they change so constantly, with people, and then people don't show up. And I guess just to have maybe some continuity, that it was easier to say, well, the chair would appoint than having a committee. Because then sometimes, like, you have to wonder, like, who is the committee? Like, there are people that when we first started, have signed up to be a committee members and stuff, and there are good about 5, 6, 7 people that had signed up to be on this committee that have not showed up for like maybe 1 or 2 meetings and have not shown up for the rest of the year. So it becomes a bit fluid with the committees to get, members to commit to be there, and you guys have been great, because the names that I'm seeing on here is the names that I've seen constantly for about a year, for the few months that we've been here. So I think that might have been one of the reasons why they felt like.
And maybe because, Ms. Chair Grandison, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but maybe because you're such a great committee chair, people tend to gravitate and follow people that have a polarizing and positive attraction and can speak to the people. So maybe that has a lot to do with leadership. And that's one to
I
speak to
agree
my
with
point
you.
also.
I agree with you, and thank you for that. I agree with you. But I think like taking this up, this is a larger issue than just our board. Like this would have to be something Burr Hall would probably have to change. And I know that there's changes that have been made under the new board president. You know, there's that whole thing with the term limits of board members. Now, after you serve a certain amount of years or time or whatever, you are term limited and you have to, what is it, Mr. Daly, a year or two you have to take off before you can rejoin the board again, and then you're term limited to come back in. So who knows? There might be more things coming, but
So can I just add something to what Mr. I was asking?
mhm.
Mr. Ivor, Mr. Woods, it's not. I'm going to try to answer it. Sometime what happens often, right? What happens often? One, and I noticed that you fulfill your obligation to come to a committee, right, of your interest, and I see that, right, because I've seen you when I come to meetings and the meetings that you attend. Some of the problem is that many of the community board chairs, when asked, not the chairs, the committee board members, when asked to be chairs, some of them back down. Or you will ask a question like interest, like I as a chair ask interest. What are your interests? To try to get you to the point to get you to chair or co-chair a committee based upon your interest, not just because of my philosophy alone. So it is a multifaceted, complicated issue, right? Commitment to meetings, as Chair Grandison's talking about. Commitment to meetings, commitment to the executive board, commitment to writing certain things, commitment to different things that many board members are not willing to do. So it makes it complicated. For example, I have 2 committees that were hard to staff, right? Or 3. It was actually 3. It was hard to staff. I put out there in meetings, who wants to chair this committee? We're looking for a chair. No one answered. So then I had to call somebody and say, hey, I need a chair for this committee. Because right now, I don't have a chair for Housing and Block Association, for example. And they've been without a chair for, well, obviously since it's been without a chair for 2 years until we combined the committee this year.
So it's
That's
about
an
2
example
months.
of what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's about 2 months without a chairperson since.
Yes. Yeah, since February, we haven't had a chairperson for Housing and Block Association.
Yeah, 2 to 3 months. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I that Chair Daly, and I appreciate the explanation. Is I don't take lightly what a chairperson or committee chairperson does, and all of the time and energy and everything else that goes into chairing a committee. I totally understand. It's just that I just would have thought.
Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking from the extreme, maybe. You know what I mean? And in that case, if the chair of the board has to make a decision like that, then of course he has the power to do that. But I was just thinking in my naive mind that committee chairs should be pulled up from the rank of the board members, nominated from the board members to take that
Right.
that such powerful, responsible position on.
It sounds good on paper, but not to make the conversation longer. I think I have your number, and what I will do, I will give you a call tomorrow, and we could have further explanation. Because maybe there is something that you are interested in, that whoever is the new chair, you might want to put your name forward for that, right?
Don't nominate me for anything, Mr. Chair.
I didn't nominate you, but I'm following your suggestion, right? I'm following
I
your
saw it
suggestion.
coming. I saw it coming.
Right? But
Saw it
I'm
coming
definitely going to
all
call
the
you tomorrow.
way.
So,
Okay,
all right.
okay,
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. So it's 9:18. I do not want to keep anyone any longer. So first of all, I want to wish you guys a healthy, safe summer. Travel,
Baby.
go away, do fun, have all the fun times, fun things. I appreciate you guys for the past year, you know, being here and everything. Taking the time out on evenings after work. I know some of you are tired because sometimes I'm so tired myself or what, but your commitment is much appreciated by me. The person that number ends in 05. May I ask who's that, please? I want to acknowledge you. Who's on the phone?
I think that might be Miss Turner, if I'm not mistaken.
Miss who?
I'm on the phone.
Who is it?
Newlyn Mickle.
Oh, Miss
Oh,
Mickles. Oh, Miss Mickles.
Yeah.
I'm so accustomed
I
to
gotta-
seeing you.
I'm kind of have a lot of problems. So
Okay,
have
that's
to,
okay, but you're here with us.
yeah.
Yes, I appreciate you being here. I was like, I
I
didn't
have
see
to
you
call
tonight.
into. I can't get in on the web thing. So I have
Oh,
to call
okay.
the office. Somebody has to help me go through it.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So
Okay.
thank you so much, guys. You will still see some emails from me in the coming week or so, given everything that, you know, the board, the changes and stuff that may be coming to the board. But you know, the team, for those who are willing to help out with youth happening, you will hear from me, or you may hear from someone else, or I may just, you know, as part of the committee, just continue working on this to get it done and everything. But have a safe summer, have a wonderful summer, have a beautiful summer.
You too.
Make sure you stay safe, and we will see you all. If I don't see you for Youth Happening, if I don't hear you within the next couple of months, we'll see you or hear you in September. Godspeed to everyone. Thank you and good night.
You too.
Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
George State, make a motion to adjourn the Youth and Education Committee meeting at 9:20 p.m.
Can I get a second, please? Thank you so much. Thank you. With that, good night to everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Blessed
you. Thank
evening
you
to
so
all.
much. Good evening.
Good night.
Good
Thank you.
evening.
Night.
Good